Hello everybody. So today we're going to be looking at the FFAR. Since the nerf of the DMR, this gun has risen to the top of the meta seemingly, and it is very, very effective. So let's just jump straight into it. If you'd like the FFAR loadout, without questions, there it is. You can take it, use it, whatever. Right? But let me explain why I'm using the attachments that I'm using and what you could potentially switch out if you feel that it doesn't suit your playstyle. Agency Suppressor, pretty standard. It's a monolithic suppressor for Cold War. The barrel, Task Force. Even though you get a little bit extra recoil, it's very, very, very little. And for the extra effective damage range and bullet velocity, it is more than worth it. I'm not sure if this extra damage actually helps with the time to kill. It very well might, but I'm not 100% sure. Then for the underbarrel, we have the field agent grip to counteract the recoil from here. You could alternatively, if you feel that you don't really mind the horizontal recoil and you prefer to just have the verticality be a little less, you could change to a bruiser grip. Even though it says it gives melee quickness, it actually gives vertical recoil control for some reason, and it gives a lot more than the field agent grip does, but then you do lose out on horizontal recoil control, which is not so great. You'd rather have, a combination of the two than just one. That's just my opinion, but you could alternatively put on a bruiser grip, and that'll give it a lot less vertical recoil, but it will give it a bit more side-to-side bounce. Then for the ammunition, we're using the 50 round mags. You could switch this to the 50 round speed mags if you'd like. I just don't find myself reloading in the middle of gunfights much. I find myself behind cover when I'm reloading, so I don't really have an issue with the reload time on the standard mags, and I'd rather have a little bit better extra ADS time. Then for the stock, this one's important. You have two options here, the SAS Combat or the Raider stock. And for the SAS Combat stock, this is for mobility. If you want to B-hop around corners and shoot people while you're mid B-hop, go ahead and put this stock on, because you can. You really can. It does help a lot with mobility. But if you find yourself standing still when you're shooting, consciously or subconsciously, you got to be 100% real with yourself here. If that is the case, put on the Raider stock, because the sprint to fire time is a hell of a lot more useful if you're not going to be shooting while moving, right? So rather put on the Raider stock if you find yourself standing still while shooting. And alternatively, if you don't really mind losing out on these, right, and you find yourself that when you run into a fight, you haven't ADS yet, but you start firing before you're ADS, then put on a laser, because it'll help the hip fire accuracy and you'll hit more of those hip fire shots. So it's up to you. You could change out all of that to what you like. These rear grips have been tested. They do not actually help with your ADS time for some other reason, or they do, but very minimally. Even the best one only gives 2 extra frames of ADS time at 60 FPS, which is very, very little, and not really worth running as an attachment. So, yeah, I wouldn't recommend running a rear grip. It doesn't really help much. And this is what I'm running. Like I said, change out the stock if you'd like. And change out the grip if you'd like. And if you find yourself mid-fight, change out the mags. For the secondary that you're going to run with this, I'm running a Kar 98, and you should be running a sniper of some sort. You don't have to run the Kar 98, but this is the meta Kar 98 attachments. Not going to dwell on this too long. This has been tested over and over again. For perks, EOD, Overkill, Amped. If you'd like, you can change EOD's double time. It is very nice to be able to sprint for longer, and the crouch movement speed is it's alright, I guess, but the downside with running double time is that you're gonna feel so bad every time you die to an explosive. I mean, I'll be honest, EOD doesn't work half the time anyway, or at least it doesn't feel like it works half the time, so you might want to switch to double time. If you're a very aggressive player, the extra attack sprint time helps a lot. For the lethal, I'm running Thermite. This is because if you direct impact someone with a thermite, it will kill them no matter what. Doesn't matter if they're running a EOD, doesn't matter if they're running battle hardened, doesn't matter if they're running anything like that, doesn't matter if they have a riot shield. If you hit them direct impact, they are dead. Doesn't matter what. You could alternatively, if you are not very good at hitting direct impact shots with thermites, switch to a Simtex or a C4. C4 is better for dealing with vehicles. Simtex is better dealing with people. That's pretty standard. Tactical heartbeat sensor, obvious. Like, you should be running this on all your loadouts, unless you decide to run restock, in which case I would recommend running a stun grenade, because if you stun someone and move a little bit to the left, it is very, very, very effective, because they can't turn in time to actually kill you. So if you stun someone and move to one of their flanks, either left or right, you've pretty much guaranteed a free kill. You could alternatively, instead of running a Kar 98, run a Tundra. I heard a lot of buzz about this, don't know why. I personally don't like it, but here are the meta attachments for the Tundra. Use it, don't use it, your choice. And then something that I've been running yesterday, and it was surprisingly good, was this loadout here. Is a super scummy riot shield plus FFAR loadout. And if you slide while you're using the riot shield, it does cover your entire body during the sliding animation from behind. So it is great. You should be using the riot shield if you don't know what to be using. It's super scummy. You're gonna get flamed on death chat for using it, but it is very good. You tank bullets like crazy, and it does win a lot of fights. For example, if you're going upstairs, you can hold out a riot shield, check where they are, live ping them, and then just chuck a thermite on them as you come up. It's ridiculously good, and just it helps in a lot of situations. So try this out if you're struggling to get a win. It is super scummy. I will not lie. It is super scummy to use this, but go ahead and try it. It does work way better than you think it does. So that's the loadout I've been using for a while now. Go ahead, try this out. It is ridiculously good, and if you're really struggling, you can put on a riot shield. You scumbag.